On today's expose, I wanted to highlight Callisto for obvious reasons. So she's a Morlock who debuted in the Uncanny X-Men number 161 in May of 1983. She was created by Chris Claremont, who wrote her, and Paul Smith, who did the art for her. She actually gets introduced in pretty much the same way she does in this episode, with some just key differences, but it's pretty similar, so I like that.
Nice. Ta-da!
And she has superhuman strength, speed, and agility, and some say she even has like this tactical sense about her, kind of like Forge, only it's more about like planning, like she's tactically advanced.
Like a military person. Ooh.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories with her is because she's a Morlock and she's ugly. Like, Mask, the other Morlock, gets mad at her, and he like can change anybody's face. So he changes her face so that she's pretty. So then the Morlocks don't want her anymore. So she goes up to the X-Men, and her and like Colossus fall in love. I'm like, what am I reading right now? This is so random.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I go where I wanna go. Gene.
Scott!
Gene?
Scott! I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants! There's always more gators in the bayou.
Don't get a boomer!
Hi, welcome to Solving for X. We are on a journey to cover each of the X-Men episodes. This week we're talking on Captive Hearts and Cold Vengeance.
Yes.
My name's
Cool.
Shawn. I'm a Uber X fan.
I'm Kevin. I'm a ex-person. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But I'm an ex-casualist.
You know more than the average Joe on X-Men.
Yes.
Before we get started, I wanted to just do two quick shout outs. One of them I'm really excited for because it's been like an undertaking that I just recently did. Have you ever heard of fig pins?
Yes, I have.
So yeah, if you haven't seen them, fig pins are like large pins that you can either like set on a stand or you could take them off and wear them.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently got Storm, which is the 9th out of 9 fig pins. So I'm so excited to post my 9 X-Men Task fig pins.
Ooh, how excited! Excited!
Yeah, I guess actually it's a lie. I don't have all 10 of them. There is a 10th one, but it's like limited edition sparkly Storm, and it goes for like $175. So I was like, I don't know if I need that one.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to give a shout out for is my new friend Adrian. He's been kind of DMing me here and there, and he is also a big Marvel fan. So it's nice to like be linked to those people that you're similar with. And he kind of gave me some of his thoughts on Doctor Strange 2 and where he thinks the mutants and how the mutants might enter the MCU. And he like gave me some theories that I'm like, girl, those are some good theories. You know, the X-Men.
How fascinating!
Yes.
That's cool. Cool.
So anybody who wants to write in, we love to hear from you. We love to hear your theories, your thoughts. Give us, is there anything we missed in the episodes or anything that you want to talk about? I know somebody else already mentioned that they want to hear our take on Mystique and Destiny, which we're going to, we have set to talk about in The Cure when Mystique is more or less so like introduced. Like she's in it before then, but that's like her moment.
This is her moment. Yes.
All right, shall we get into our X-Men for this week?
Oh, sure.
So, Captive Hearts aired January 30th, 1993, written by Robert N. Skur, Martin Eisenberg, and Eric Lewald.
Ooh, yeah.
There's a lot of writers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The X team practices in the danger room, but it's tangling with the wrong X-Men. Jean is busy being lame as the professor and Cyclops watch from above. Storm shows that she is awesome and a leader as Rogue discovers that sucker's thick. That sucker's thick. As the walls close in, Storm blows everyone as she suffers from claustrophobia. The professor psychically checks on Storm, who says she can beat her claustrophobia.
Yeah. So it starts off. I was very confused what was happening at first when I was like, "What are they doing? Why are they all together, like looking around like crazy?" I'm like, "Okay, danger room. Okay, got that." But like Rogue, like put her finger at her nose, like what she, and then she says something about like, "I smell a swamp rat." So I was like, "Oh." So like that's funny. I think she calls Gambit the swamp rat or something like that. But still, funny.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting beginning, like you said, because we were introduced to Storm's, like, basically her only weakness is she's a weather witch, so she likes to be outdoors and doing things and with the weather, but she's claustrophobic.
Yes, and we did get a little bit of that in last week when she's like, "Ah!" She's under the rubble. You see her eye, and they always just like zoom in on her eye and like see her little girl crying, like, "Oh!" And so you see her past trauma through her eyes, but then here she's like really having a time, just like, "Oh my god!" Oh,
Yeah.
and then the wind is everywhere, and they're like, "Storm, watch yourself." It's like, "No, I cannot be the leader anymore." It's like, "Professor, get somebody else. My claustrophobia will weaken the team."
Yeah. So I won't get it too much into it now, but I like the way they adapted this because, like, at this point in the comics, Cyclops has left the team, so Storm is like default leader. So it's interesting the way they kind of played off of that while not really getting rid of Cyclops.
Yeah, right. Wolverine is practicing karate alone in his room, shirtless with bandages. Ooh. When Jean enters and scolds him for being out of bed. "What are you doing out of bed with your injuries? Oh, your healing factor doesn't matter." Jean comes to Wolverine's aid, and they have a moment. She's like, "Let me help you. Let me help you." And they look at each other. She's like, "Cyclops needs me. I have to go." And Wolverine is just like, "I'm in love now. She's my girl. I'm in love. I can't help it."
So what's really interesting to me at this point is they treat Wolverine like he doesn't have a healing factor.
Yeah.
Like, he's the last person that should be in bed. Like,
I know why.
He heals so fast.
I know, why does he have bandages? What is that?
So yeah, and like it's interesting too because if you actually go and read the 90s comics, like Jean and Wolverine aren't really a thing.
Right.
Like, this wasn't really focused on. One of the writers said they found it very compelling and interesting to like really push this love triangle. So that's where we got it from. So it was hinted at, they pushed it, and then because the show pushed it, then the comics pushed it more later.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm. Jean and Scott are leaving the Phantom of the Opera, which we don't really know if it's the actual show or like the movie, but
Well, the movie wasn't out yet, unless it was like an old, like the 1920s movie.
yeah, I think it was an older one.
Okay.
Jean notices that Scott seems off. He tells Jean he's struggling about letting Professor X down. Leech spies on the lovers. He magically calls fruit into his hands, then makes a run for it through a group of mutant haters. Scott and Jean chase the mob to help Leech.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is another part that, like, the fact that they're watching Phantom of the Opera is very interesting for the fact that, like, Phantom of the Opera is about a deformed person falling in love with a normal.
An outcast living in the bellows of the opera house?
Yes.
Well.
And did you catch when they walked by the newsstand, there was Magneto and a Sentinel in the newspaper?
I missed it. I did not see
Oh.
that. Look at you with
It
your
wasn't-
evil eyes.
It wasn't like the best Easter egg, but it was an Easter egg. The last thing I noticed here, Leech doesn't actually have telekinesis. Like, Leech's power is that he can dampen anybody's power around him. So I almost wonder if, like, maybe they adapted his power, or if they just thought because his name is Leech, like, he leeches power off of people, so he's supposed to be using, like, Jean's power.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. Like, I like
but
that
it works.
fruit. I got an apple and an orange. Yes. And Cyclops' boring dad look. Like, what is this boring dad look? He looked like my dad in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, he did. He dresses very boring.
Like, this is my dad getting off the bus. He's like, oh, you want to do? I'm walking home. Here we go. Anyway. Okay, scene 4. Leech runs into the subway station where he meets up with the other Morlocks. The mob is easily overtaken by the Morlock powers. Scott and Jean arrive, and Jean is able to dissolve the wall the Morlocks made. Yeah, his little, like, gray jizz wall. And his game is like, oh, sticky situation. But anyway, that's later.
Wait, it's not supposed to be gray?
I don't know. That's scary. Two humans are thrown onto the train tracks. Jean is able to telekinetically lift them to safety just in time. The Morlock Sunder picks up a girder and runs at Cyclops. Scott blasts him, not with gray jizz. Anna Lee puts everyone in the vicinity to sleep, ending the fight. Enter Callisto. She demands Sunder to take Jean and Cyclops to the underground home.
Would you like a history lesson, Kevin?
Oh, yes.
So the Morlocks are actually created by H.G. Wells in the novel The Time Machine in 1895. In the novel, the Morlocks are described as mutated people who live underground. So it's a pretty exact, like, adaptation of what the Morlocks are.
Yeah, I do remember that. You're right.
And it's interesting when you get into, like, literature and writers and different things. Like, there's a lot of literature that influences comics, and a lot of, like, satanic ideas I've noticed.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, for example, I just recently learned that one of the other numbers, like 666, is the accepted number of the devil. But I guess in one reading of the Bible, 616 was the number of the devil, which, as we now know, the Marvel Universe is 616, and that was created by Alan Moore, who is a Satanist.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I wondered, did he do that on purpose? And when I saw it was Alan Moore, I was like, he did that on purpose.
Wow. I am, like, flabbergasted and, ooh, wow.
I learned all kinds of crazy things doing Once Upon a Cult.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Back at the mansion, Wolverine is busy posing for his famous meme. Yes.
Oh, wait.
What?
I'm supposed to read 5. I just realized.
Oh, fine. Go ahead.
Sorry about it.
Fine. I was all in it too. But yeah,
You
go ahead.
were. How bad interrupting. Maybe I'll keep that in just so people can see your passion. Back at the mansion, Wolverine is busy posing for his famous meme. Yes. Enter Rogue and Sexy with the Bulge Gambit. They ask where the lovebirds are, and Wolverine gets mad.
So yeah, this is Wolverine in the bed with the frame. He's rubbing the picture of Scott and Jean, but you can put any picture you want in there to make it be like longing for love or whatever. I miss this in my life. Does it have an official name? Official meme name? I think it has an official name.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I looked it up and I forget, but
Okay.
let me see. But yeah, so he's rubbing the picture, and that's it's weird that he's a picture of both of them, which makes me like, oh, the throuple of my dreams is here.
That sets up what we now know is like there's a throuple of Scott and Jean and Wolverine.
Yeah. So
While you're looking up the meme name, I thought it was so interesting that Gambit walked out in a Speedo in a kid's cartoon, and they actually did draw a little bit of a bulge. I was like, wow, what am I watching? I don't mind it.
I put Gambit Speedo. I put it in my notes because I was like, It's like, let's walk down the hallway, Cher, and let's do it. Callisto. Oh, sorry, Callisto. Cyclops. Cyclops wakes up. Because I was looking at my notes that said Callisto in my notes. I'm like, no. Okay. Cyclops wakes up underground with no glasses. I can see his eyeballs. How crazy. Leech thanks him for helping and explains he dampened Scott's powers. This is the correct use of his powers, apparently. There we go. Sunder comes and grabs Cyclops and throws him before Callisto. Callisto mansplains because she is very androgynous. Sometimes you can't tell if she's a man or a woman, really.
Yeah.
She's an ugly woman, an ugly man, either way. Mansplains that the Morlocks Morlocks live underground, and she's been stalking Cyclops. She has a crush and wants him for her queen. Oh, she wants to make babies. I was like, oh, so she just wants a sex toy with real human warmth.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right. She's like, Cyclops, I saw you fighting the Sentinels. It was so hot. You need to be my lover. And when Cyclops refuses Callisto, she reveals that they have Jean. They bring Jean down from the ceiling. But Jean uses her powers to break free and contact the professor with her, telepathicness. And Sunder knocks out Scott and Callisto scolds him. How dare you? He's my lover.
He's my lover. I want him. I love him. So I found it while you were reading. It's Wolverine Crush.
Oh, the Wolverine Crush. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So a lot to unpack here. So I liked how when Callisto's showing why she loves Scott, she's showing the footage from them fighting. I'm like, how did you get that? We're watching the early episodes.
She was just behind in the bushes with the camera, recording.
She's making manly moaning sounds like, oh yeah, get it, Scott. Do we like Callisto?
I was having a hard time with this one. I wasn't sure. I don't know. When we got to the Morlocks, I was totally expecting Marrow to be showing up, and there was no Marrow at all. And so I'm like, oh, we get her. I'm like, oh, her.
Yeah, Marrow was interesting because she got pretty popular in the late 90s, but she's not really in things that much.
Yeah.
I think it's because she was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I think that's why she got popular.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember Callisto from the movies?
I do, and she looks nothing like this.
Yeah, she's actually pretty.
I'm a beautiful woman. I got tattoos on my face. I know all the mutants. Ta-da!
Right. Yeah, actually, what's funny is when I found out Callisto was in it, I was like, what? She was? And I had to go really search to figure out who she was.
Yeah.
Back at the manor, the professor has narrowed down where to find Scott and Jean. He sends Gambit, Wolvie, Storm, and Figure.
Who's Figure?
Oh, is it Rogue? It's Rogue.
Rogue, okay.
And Rogue into the sewers after them. Storm struggles through her claustrophobia as they go deeper into the tunnels. It is revealed that the Morlock Tommy is watching the X team from the shadows.
Ooh, in the
So
shadows.
So Tommy's like the flat girl with funny hair.
Yeah, there's a lot of Morlocks in this. I'm just like, who are all these people?
She's got names for you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So, the X team travels deeper into the sewers. Wolverine picks up on the scent just as the Morlocks attack. Gambit, Wolverine, and Rogue are immediately detained but Storm frees them. She struggles with her claustrophobia, but Wolverine says to leave her be unless she asks for help. The Morlocks magically disappear like Lucky the Leprechaun.
Yeah, I don't know where they went suddenly. They just weren't there.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But I do like
go.
that Wolverine's like, leave her alone. Let her like struggle through this.
Right, she'll break herself out of it eventually.
The X team finds a door. Storm busted open. Then they find Anna Lee and Jean acting weird. She acting like Anna Lee is her mom. Yeah, the old lady.
Oh, I'm like, she's like, Mommy, who are these strangers? Get them away from me. I'm like, ew. I don't like this.
Right?
I don't like this. Creeping me out. She's like, you people, leave me and my daughter alone. Yeah.
Anna Lee tells Wolverine he's covered in scorpions. Covered in scorpions. And Wolverine sees them appear on him and freaks out. Wolverine sees through the mirage and attacks Anna Lee, which frees Jean. Callisto reveals the Morlocks have been watching and shows the X-Men the dead body of Cyclops. Jean begins to cry. Wolverine gets mad. He smells a lie. Wolverine pops his claws and Cyclops turns out to be Ape. He gets up and screams and runs. The Morlocks attack.
Ooh, I love Wolverine. He's like, that doesn't smell like Slim to me. I'm gonna stab him. You wanted me to stab him? He's like, no. I'm like, you're so smart, Wolverine. I liked it.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting because Anna Lee's power seems to like bring out like your worst fear. So the fact that Jean kind of reverts to childhood, I kind of wonder if this is a hint at Jean's like upbringing. Like, when she was young, her power manifested when her best friend died in a car crash. So she like felt her friend dying in the car. So I wonder if that's what like, triggered this.
Yeah. And what's her relationship with her parents like? Is it good? Or is it bad?
Yeah, she has a good parentage.
Okay. Because I do not remember. So,
yeah.
Okay.
I made a note here. I love it when Wolverine cuts Callisto's staff and Callisto responds by going, ah!
Yeah, that's right. She gives you a really low, manly moan. It's like, that was really funny. My staff! Even though it was like really nothing important. It was just a staff.
Yeah. But like one thing that Eric Lewald talks about in his book is about like never just letting any of the characters stand around. So like I love this battle scene. It was so good. Like everybody was doing something, like even just Rogue flying across the screen real quick while fighting someone. We know she's occupied. Yeah.
I mean, where's the what? Maybe it's the next scene. But Rogue does that cool like punch.
Yeah. And I made a note here for anybody watching for the first time, or if you haven't noticed this, the Morlock Plague is in this episode.
Yes.
Because we're going to see Plague again soon.
Yeah. Oh okay.
Oh.
The X-Men fight off the Morlocks, but Plague touches Gambit. He's like, let me show you the plague. And Gambit grows sick. Storm demands that Rogue take Gambit back to the men, but she's like, quickly, get her off of him, or whatever. And she's like, punch! I love it. It's like, it made me laugh. I love it. She continues to her pursuit of the Morlocks. Jean fights off Sunder as Wolverine follows Callisto. He happens upon Cyclops and decides to save him because he's like, my girl loves you. I guess I'll save you.
My girl loves you.
Because if Jean were to lose him, she would be devastated. Mommy. Callisto, Tommy, and Annalie watch as Wolverine lugs Cyclops away. They are excited to note that Wolverine loves Jean. They're like, oh, he loves the girl. Let's exploit that.
So this is a very different Wolverine than the uncanny X-Men Wolverine. I mean, I'm sorry. What's it called? Ultimate X-Men Wolverine. Because if you remember, that Wolverine had the choice to save Cyclops or not, and he decided to. Cyclops was hanging off a cliff, and Wolverine pushed him off the cliff.
Oh my god!
And left him for dead.
I'm crying right now. That is horrible. I love my Scott.
But there's such a funny scene.
Funny.
It shows Cyclops down at the bottom of the chasm, his leg is broken, his arm is broken, and he starts hallucinating these little people talking to him. But they eventually find him.
Oh my.
Oh my. Oh my. Back in the tunnel, Jean and Storm are surrounded by Morlocks. Enter Wolverine and Cyclops. Annalie uses her powers to incapacitate Storm and send Wolverine into a jealous frenzy. Jean is able to save them from Annalie. During the battle, Callisto is able to grab Cyclops. She threatens to hurt him. Storm stands up to her and offers a powerless battle for control of the Morlocks. Callisto agrees and tosses Storm a double-sided lightsaber, then takes out her own double-sided lightsaber.
I was like, okay, lightsabers? I was very confused by this. Is it and then double-sided always just make me think the wrong things.
I know. I knew you were going to think that, you pervert. I know. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure they use actual knives in the comic, but that's kind of dark for a kid's cartoon.
So they're like, lightsabers are popular in Star Wars media. Let's just steal that.
Oh, girl, you have no idea. I cannot wait till we talk about the Phoenix Saga because that directly happened because of Star Wars.
Oh my god!
But we'll get to that later.
Okay. Storm and Callisto begin to battle. Storm is gut punched but fights on. She is able to subdue Callisto. The Morlocks watch on as Storm refuses to kill Callisto. She offers to let the Morlocks live with them in the mansion. The Morlocks refuse to leave the tunnel since they don't fit in. Storm offers to let Callisto be made leader until the Morlocks are accepted above, and then she will return.
Sorry about my spelling errors.
I'm just I missed a word is missing or something. But yeah. So there we go. She's like, I beat her. He's like, Morlocks, I am your leader. Come with me to the X Mansion. And they're like, no, we want to go there. Ew, they don't like us. Oh,
yeah,
fine.
We ugly.
Morlocks, stay here and let Callisto lead you until you are ready, and I will return.
Because I don't want to live here among you because it's disgusting.
It stinks like a sewer rat, just like Rogue said.
Yep. Back at the manor, the X-Men look on the X-Men look in on Gambit. He's recovering nicely.
Jean and Scott go to Wolverine's room. Oh my. And look in on him. He is obviously gone. But luckily, Jean also tells us he's gone.
So now that we've gone through the episode, this is very similar to the comics, except for those key differences is right now Jean is still dead from being the Phoenix, so she wasn't in the comic. Okay. And there were moments where it would cut to Scott in Anchorage, because right now he's married to Madeline Pryor, who we know is a favorite of other people who listen to this podcast.
The Goblin Queen? What?
Yes. So the actual X-Men that went into the sewers was Colossus, Kitty. I totally forgot. I think Wolverine and Storm. And Kitty is actually kidnapped by Caliban, who falls in love with her. While at the same time, the X-Men go into the sewers because Callisto has kidnapped Angel, and they pinned his wings to the wall, and she wants to get it on with Angel.
Gasp. Oh, my.
Yeah. But, like, Angel's kind of sexy because he's just wearing, like, this little loincloth. That's it. And I was like, yes, Angel.
I gotta say, there before they left the sewers, there's a part where, like, Scott and Jean, like, are in the background, like, Scott, Jean, and they kiss, and Wolverine's just like, ugh. And when I was in Vegas, we recreated that. So I had, like, I was, like, with our Jean cosplayer, and we're, like, all, like, cuddling and stuff, and then a Wolverine cosplayer just looking at the camera like, oh shit, man. Like,
yeah,
so
I
really
remember
funny.
That.
Yeah,
That was cute.
I'll post it on the Instagram so people can see because it's really funny.
Okay. It is interesting to note that the picture Wolverine was looking at, they see on the ground at the end of this episode, and he had slashed it. Keep
That's
that in
true.
mind.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah. Ooh.
So, did you have a favorite Morlock?
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna say Leech because he was super cute. Leech was adorable.
He is
to me.
super cute.
I was like,
yeah, I think
I love you, little Leech.
I think out of the Morlocks, he's been in like the most stories because he kind of gets mixed in with other people later on in the comics. So probably between him and Callisto.
Yeah.
I liked Annalie. Like she's kind of deadly, and you wouldn't expect it from looking at her.
And she's like, this old lady is like getting the upper hand on everybody. I'm like, this bitch.
Yeah. So, Kevin, would you say this episode was extreme or exit out?
I think it's like not widely loved by the community. I remember reading something about that, but I don't know. I didn't mind it. I don't know how I feel about it because I got a lot of entertainment value out of it, but I don't know if I loved it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I do like that Cyclops was wanted. That makes me happy.
Somebody wants him.
Rude. I'm gonna exit out, I guess, just because.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I know it's really hard. That one was hard because it's like I don't love it or hate it, but I think there's ones that are better.
Okay, I can see that because like a lot of important things happen in it, but it's not necessarily one that I go back to watch. But I'm still gonna give it an extreme just because it does establish the Morlocks, but it's like a light extreme.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the MXP, the most exceptional player?
I put Storm in this episode. Cause
she's the obvious pick.
Yeah. I mean, if you see her like, really like feeling down because she's like weakening the team and she's having this fear, but she fights through her fear. She becomes like leader for the people, leader of the Morlocks, leader of the X-Men. Like, yeah, she's doing it.
Yeah, I actually chose someone different, even though Storm is pretty amazing. I actually chose Jean only because when I was rewatching this, I was like, she actually is a very valuable player. And even though she's kind of lame in the Danger Room, like she's the one who calls out to Professor X and tells them where they are. She's the one who breaks everybody free from Annalie. So like, I think without her, they wouldn't have gotten through this as easy.
That's true. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. And since I have a feeling Jean won't be MXP a whole lot during our run, I might as well give it to her.
Yeah.
What would you say is the X factor? What's the thing that like cements this in X-Men?
To me, it's another Storm moment, go surprise, but the moment that Storm actually like listened to the wishes of the Morlocks. I mean, I made fun of it because it was really funny, but I think it is very super important that she like took the needs of these people who, kind of rely on her as like their new leader. Like whatever she says, they kind of have to go with. But she, listened to them and took their well-being and their feelings into account and lets them stay. So I think that's a really nice move of her and really big of her to do.
Yeah, and I think the thing that really does it for me is the Morlocks themselves, because like the Morlocks, even though they're not used all the time, even in the cartoon, they're such an important part of the X-Men lore, because we don't think about like all the X-Men except for Beast are like these beautiful like godly people who we all want to be like, or we want to be with, and we don't think about like not everybody was blessed with being the statuesque beautiful mutant. So what happens to the ones that don't fit into society? And I think that's such a big metaphor for what X-Men is. Exactly.
It's like we're mutants, but we're outcasts, but then there's other mutants that are bigger outcasts. So there's degrees. And so
and I think that can easily translate to like what we're seeing today with things like Asian hate or like femme hate, even in the gay community, because, if you're quote unquote straight acting, you could fit in anywhere. But if you're femme, that's looked down on. And that's very much what the Morlocks are experiencing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a very X-Men moment for her, Storm, to be that person.
Yeah. And I love Storm. I'm very, very much taking to her in this rewatch of the X-Men.
There you go. Yeah, because you were not very complimentary earlier when we started, so that's kind of cool that you're like, I'm seeing things.
What changed for me is reading the comics and seeing the way she's treated there. Like, she really is amazing. Like, they kind of toned her down a little for the show, but like she stands out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Did you have anything else you want to talk about for Captive Hearts?
No, I think I'm done with that one.
Kevin, I think I understand like your love of going through Charmed with me, because like this is everything talking about X-Men.
See, you get the feels. You see, now you know. Now you know my joy. It's a different kind of joy.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our next episode, Cold Vengeance.
So, Wolverine is a person from Canada. People know him. I used to get so mad that Wolverine was so popular. I was like, he gets all the attention. So now I get to talk about Wolverine and how he's so cool. Fine. But he's like Canadian. He has like claws. He was experimented on and has adamantium in him and stuff. And he's got healing factor, so there's that. And the claws can cut through like everything. So there you go. He was first appeared in The Incredible Hulk number 180 in October 1974. Oh, I remember he fights the Hulk in Hulk Versus, because I watched that animation movie, which is based off comics from the days. So there you go. Oh, and his real name is James Logan Howlett.
Boom.
Ta-ta. There you go. I said it all.
Yeah, and we really didn't know anything about him until like 2005, I want to say, when Wolverine Origins came out and actually like filled in his whole backstory.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. All right, so Cold Vengeance. So this aired February 6, 1993. Again, we get some heavy hitter writers, Michael Edens and Eric Lewald.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
So, scene 1. Cyclops and Jean are still in Wolverine's room, and he's gone. Scott is scotching about and being all angsty about Wolverine ditching everyone. Jean feels bad because she knows it's her fault. He loves me, and I can't love him.
So this is where we see kind of maybe a little bit of a continuity error, because we see the Scott and Jean picture is a different picture, and there's a hole in Scott's heart, which I think can be interpreted as like a cigar burn, it looks like.
Oh, he did not slash.
Nope. So
Rude.
This could be a different picture, though, altogether. He could have destroyed multiple pictures that he has of both of them.
in his collection.
Yeah.
His chest of Scott and Jean pictures. Who will I masturbate to today? Yeah.
Yes. Why is there gray sludge on the wall?
Yeah.
Cut to Wolverine skiing in Canada. And the only reason we know it's Canada is because he said it's good to be home.
Uh-huh.
As he's crossing a bridge, we see Sabretooth has been tracking him and splodies the bridge. Wolverine and Sabretooth start fighting or making love. Not really sure what they're doing right there. Wolverine falls in the water as Sabretooth clings to the cliffside. He believes Wolverine to be dead, but he gets upset when Wolverine surfaces. No!
And it's so weird. He's like, fine, stay there. That even your healing factor can save you from the cold water and air. I'm like, I was very confused by that. Like, really? Like, are you sure?
Yeah, I think you can. So it's funny because as we're recording this, I got a message and it goes with my note here. My note is Sabretooth has a great butt.
He really does. And the color of his uniform, I'm like, is he naked? I kept thinking, like, wait, no, it's just his
That's
uniform.
exactly what my friend asked me. He was like, is Sabretooth naked? And that he sent me that as we're recording this. So I thought it was great.
There you go. Because I had a split second where I'm just like,
Yeah, because one of the I don't remember the artist right now, but one of the artists said basically when he draws superheroes, this was the one who drew like the sensationalized Spider-Woman where she looked like she was naked. He said that's what they do. Like spandex, if you look at spandex on a person, it usually doesn't fit someone. So they basically draw the models naked and like draw the costume on that.
Okay. So when you have this like tan colored suit, very naked.
Very naked.
Back at the manor, Cyclops is on his damn soapbox again. He's mad at Gambit for spreading lies. Gambit says he's heard about a mutant-friendly vacation spot called Genosha, and he wants to go. And Professor X tells Cyclops to choose 3 X-Men to go check out Genosha. He chooses Gambit, Storm, and Jubilee. Okay, so this is like, he's like, I'm no more of your lies, Gambit. Oh, okay, you can go. Professor X says that's good. Okay.
Okay, you're good.
I just thought, wouldn't it have been funny if he didn't choose Gambit to go? He's like, Storm, Jubilee, and me. Okay, bye. That's everybody who's going. Not you, Gambit.
Sorry about it.
That would have been really funny, but it would have been caused the whole thing.
I love the way they set this stuff up, though, because like this is one of the first cartoons that did the whole like to be continued at every episode, and like the network even fought them on it. They didn't want the to be continued, and part of the way that they got it in is they're like, look, that's like 20 seconds of animation you don't have to do per episode while we do these recaps. So they're like, oh, good point. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. Fits with the comics too, because that's what comics do. They give you seeds of what's coming next in each comic because they don't want you to stop reading.
Right. Yeah, and they do have a lot of the previous leads to fill you in on what you might have missed.
Exactly. I put here, it's funny because if you pause this establishing shot of the mansion, it's so janky. You could tell how bad the animators did it. The tracing lines that like outline the colors of the windows are off. So like part of the mansion is like up in the sky.
Oh my god.
It was bad. I noticed it real quick when I was watching it, and I rewound it and I paused it. I was like, wow, that's bad.
Okay, well, good to know. I missed it, but that's funny.
Okay.
See, this is why you're here to point out the things.
You're welcome. Another thing to put a pin in is when I saw Eric Lewald speaking at the con, he pointed out that like they started sowing seeds of Gambit being untrustworthy early on in the season to see how it plays out later in the season. Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Whoa. Back in Canada, Wolverine is awoken by a friendly Inuit. Is that how you say Inuit? Inuit.
Yeah, that sounds right.
One of the men, Kiowak, wants to turn Wolverine in for the reward money and buy a snowmobile. The older man, Puyata, every time, I'm a child. Every time I started writing Puyata's name, it would suggest a little poo emoji. And I would giggle every time. Like, he's not poo. Leave him alone.
Puyata. I was thinking like Pootie Tang or Ponyta, the Pokemon. Is that?
Oh yeah,
But
you're
yeah.
right. Puyata says that pandering a life for money is not their way and demands they help Wolvie recover. Which again, like, he has a healing factor. Why does he need to recover?
I know.
He's always hurt.
What's up with that?
I do find it interesting that all the way back in 1992, they didn't say Eskimo. They said Inuit. So, like, they were already, like, up on the proper lingo.
Yeah. That's one thing about the show, that they've been very sensitive about that stuff, which is very nice. You know, even back then. All right. Scene 5. Elsewhere, Sabretooth be mad. He is preparing a sled when he hears a bolt. He sees Wolverine being saved. No! How rude!
Wolverine wakes up shirtless in the snow, alone in a tent with Puyata. Puyata says that he's the village elder. Wolverine tries to admit he's a mutant, but Puyata has never heard of mutants.
Mutants.
Mutants. I know. I started saying mutants. I'm a cow.
Moo. Yeah. Moo with me. Yes. No, but I had a question of this one because this was weird. He was in civilian clothes in the water. Now he's like half naked, but he's wearing his X-Men suit pants. And like, what? And then he puts his X suit on, leaves, and then he's in his civilian clothes again.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, the only thing I could think of is that, like, maybe he has the suit on under. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still, it was so weird to me.
It's a little jinky.
At the airport, Storm, Gambit, and Jubilee prepare for their flight to Genosha. Jubilee worries if she brought the right clothes. Brat.
This is very timely because when this airs, I will already be in Hawaii. Hopefully they don't enslave me because I'm a mutant.
Oh my gosh, I was just like sitting there like, oh my gosh, is this when we do the X-Men swimsuit edition stuff? Because I love the X-Men swimsuit edition with all their little beach clothes, the beach wear. I want to cosplay the Cyclops with that. Oh, but yeah, I'm like, this is it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that I already have the cover done for these episodes, but maybe next one will be bathing suit edition.
Yeah, because they mean
Gambit
it does
in a
exist.
Speedo. Yeah, yes, I have those cards.
See? There you go. And I actually have you said Gambit in a Speedo. And I was like, missed opportunity. They're in paradise. They're in Genosha. Gambit's wearing his full-ass suit. Look, last episode you wear your Speedo and now you don't wear your Speedo? What is up with that? Come on.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Aren't you hot? So, I was disappointed.
Yeah. Back in Canada, the Inuits take Wolverine out in the boat. Wolverine shows that he practices with his wrist and can throw a net. His laugh is creepy. The group come back with the best catch they've gotten for the first time in forever. One of the girls noticed how strong Wolverine is. That night, the community celebrates. Wolverine admits that he's surprised how happy he is living amongst these people.
She's like, you are strong like polar bear. And then the guy's like, yeah, the other guy, the mad guy, what's his name? Puyata? No? The other guy. Who's the other guy?
No, Kiowak.
Kiowak. He's like, I was strong like polar bear once upon a time.
I know.
And
He's
now
such
no
a
one
whiny
loves
bitch.
me. Yeah. Kiyoyak, the whiny guy, sneaks off in a jealous rage. He plans on leaving. As he's walking, he's confronted by Sabretooth. Great ass. And that bulge. Yes. His nude suit. Nude suit. Sabretooth is about to attack Kiyoyak when Kiyoyak reveals he also hates Wolverine. Wolverine is my enemy. He made me look like a fool amongst my people. Get him. Sabe says him and Wolverine are both mutants. He tells Kiyoyak he'll get rid of Wolverine only if he follows instructions.
Oh, no.
Oh, and that's a good thing to trust Sabretooth.
Nope, not a good... Like, would you trust him? Like, look at him. He's not even wearing pants.
I know. I'm like, I know you got a furry little neck thing on, but that's it. I don't know how you're staying warm in this cold. Maybe it's that healing factor that saves you. Not, Wolverine can't survive in this cold apparently, but look at me. I'm all walking around naked, so I don't know.
Yep. Meanwhile, the plane lands in Genosha. Storm, Gambit, and Jubilee head to their bungalow. The man behind the counter looks up footage from Night of the Sentinels and leads the trio to their room. He makes a call to warn of their arrival.
Oh, and Gambit's like, hey, look, mutant discount. And Storm's like, leave it alone.
And I counted this, Kevin, as a 90s moment because...
You got mail.
90s moments.
Getting through the airport, that was totally pre 9/11.
Yeah, those are the good old days.
I remember just walking into the airport and watching my uncle get on a plane and all that
You
stuff.
you watch the plane go and you wave out the windows and goodbye.
Oh no, we're showing our age.
Well, I'm sure most people listening to this are probably around our age anyway, so they get it.
Probably. It's true.
Back in Canada, Wolverine and Puyata are making friendship bracelets. Oh, how cute. I remember making friendship bracelets when I was around that age. I mean, when I was younger. I used to take a little piece of cardboard and cut the little slots, and then you have the thread in each of the slots, and then you do the fours, and I was so good at it. Anyway, Kiyoyak approaches. He dares Wolverine to hunt out at sea with him. Kiyoyak mentions old enemies, and Wolverine takes the hint and agrees to go.
Yeah, so do you think Wolverine, do you think he knew that Kiyoyak was working with Sabretooth at this point? I kind of got that.
I don't know if he knew he was working with Sabretooth, but I think he knew something was fishy. He could sense that something wasn't quite right, but I don't know if he knew that level of detail.
That's a good point. Okay.
Yeah.
Out in the canoe, Wolverine asks Kiyoyak, "What's up?" Kiyoyak attacks, but Wolverine easily subdues him. The camp is attacked. Kiyoyak and Wolverine immediately go back, and Wolverine sniffs out Sabretooth. Kiyoyak comes clean of his involvement. Wolverine forgives Kiyoyak and begins his hunt for Sabretooth.
After a moment of he's like, you son of a... never mind. Fine. I know you like your people. Yeah. Whatever.
You've been punished enough.
Yeah. Especially if your wife and children die in this whatever thing they're in.
Yeah.
Anyway. Later that night, Wolverine is searching for Sabretooth when he realizes Kiyoyak is following him. Enter Sabretooth. He reveals that Puyata and the other Inuits are tied to a bridge, and the bond surrounding them will go off in 1 minute. Sabretooth attacks Wolverine. Great ass. Wolverine is subdued by deadly snow to the eyes, and Sabretooth gets the upper hand. He throws Wolverine off of a cliff. Wolverine clings to the side. Kiyoyak buys Wolverine. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, yeah. Buys Wolverine the edge he needs. I thought he was going to buy him a diamond ring or something, but no. Buys Wolverine the edge he needs. He throws Sabretooth off the cliff.
Yay! Yeah, I thought it was kind of lame when Wolverine was like, "My eyes!" I was like, "It's just snow, girl. Get over it. It's no big deal."
That's what I was thinking. So that's what I was like. What the hell? Like, there's not piss in the snow. Like, it's like water. It's like Johnson and Johnson. You know, gentle, just like water for your children's beautiful, gentle eyes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolverine quickly frees the Inuits. He apologizes for bringing Sabretooth to the small village. Puyata says it's cool the village was destroyed. They were going to move anyway. Wolverine hears nothing of the speech. The only thing he focuses on is Puyata called him a friend.
So sensitive, Wolverine. Oh.
I know. Did you notice that? Puyata gives this big speech and Wolverine says, "You called me a friend?" It's like, what?
Like, oh, friend. You'll be a friend for me for life. At Genosha, Jubilee is excited to be there. They go in the bungalow. La 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 la. Gambit and Storm relax and discuss how everything seems legit. This is a cool little shenanigansy place with lots of sunshine and buttercups and rainbows. Just as they're about to turn in for the night, men surround the cabin and smoke bomb them. Rude! Storm tries to stop Gambit from attacking the humans, but he does anyway, infighting a battle. The trio fight bravely until a sentinel shows up and captures them. Yeah, because Jubilee's in her room, and then like the windows go shut. It's like, guys. And they're like, get out of that! And they break out, and then this whole fight thing. Oh, how awful.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. And yeah, they totally got the jump on our heroes.
Yeah. I feel so bad, because that's they trick them. I think about that mutants discount. I'm like, oh, what a trickery. Trying to get people to out themselves as mutants right then and there. Even though you look at them on this TV screen anyway and figure it out no matter yourself. Whatever, you know.
I know, it's a smart ruse, because who's not going to like reveal themselves as a mutant for a discount?
Yeah. So, I don't like it. Shadiness.
Yeah. So I know you were kind of torn on the last episode, but is this one extreme or X out?
I'm going to say extreme for this one. I mean, it's a huge Wolverine story, which I don't necessarily love Wolverine, whatever, it's fine. But then the Genosha stuff is very interesting to me, and that's I know it's not the B part of the episode, but I really like that stuff, and that's what makes it really a seller for me.
Yeah, and even though like you said, I'm not the hugest Wolverine fan, like I did, just like Storm, I came around to him after reading the comics, because he does have like a very gentle nature about him as well. But like I do think this episode is so well written in the way that Sabretooth stalks him and the way they fight and the way it brings the Inuits into it. So yeah, I'll say it's extreme for the Wolverine part even.
Yeah.
Who's your MXP?
I'm probably going to surprise you. I said Wolverine.
Because he's like the only character in it.
Yeah, that's part of it. Because, like, well, between this one and the X Factor coming up too is a Wolverine part too, just because I guess I can't deny that it's important for that stuff. So, but I put Wolverine because, you know, he's the man in this episode. It's his story. It's his journey. So why not?
Yeah, it's definitely written specifically for Wolverine, so it's hard to like try to even surprise you and say anybody else did a better job than him.
Yeah.
All right, what's your X Factor?
Yeah, going along with the X Factor moment, I said Wolverine, you know, he leaves the mansion and then he finds this people, and he actually finds a place that he feels he can belong. He feels very at home there. He feels like part of the family and very much kin, which is, you know, I guess what all mutants are looking for, and what, you know, a lot of the narratives are for him, and the fact that he can do that and he can adapt and he sees the good in people around him is pretty powerful and pretty nice.
Yeah, it's very like Dancing with Wolves in 23 minutes. Yeah, mine's very similar in that in the comics, Sabretooth, he haunts Wolverine. Like on Wolverine's birthday every year, Sabretooth will appear and like kill anybody who's close to Wolverine. Like usually it's like Wolverine's lover or anything like that. So that's like incredibly dark. So the way they did this episode to show that Sabretooth has been stalking him and like this is why Wolverine hates Sabretooth and the way it affects people around them, like it's very X-Men. It very much like cements that whole idea that there's these arch villains that won't leave our heroes alone, and it shows how it affects the people, the bystanders.
Yeah. Aww.
Well, cool. I'm excited about these next two episodes. We have Slave Island and the Unstoppable Juggernaut.
Oh, all right. That sounds crazy.
Yes. So, one thing I'm excited for our listeners to listen to also, if you need another podcast, this week on Once Upon a Cult, we did an episode on the Hellfire Club. Not only the fictional Hellfire Club, but the origin story of that Hellfire Club is like the real Hellfire Clubs that it was born from.
I know. How cool.
Yeah. And you can also find Kevin and I on Hanging with the Hollowells, where this week we talked about what was it called? Not The Last Temptation of Christy. That's next week.
Okay. Engaged and Confused? No, before. 12 Angry Zen. 12 Angry Zen.
12 Angry Zen, yes, which there's really 6, but we talked about 12.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, Words of the Witches, where I do the Charmed books, and I guess the last one was the Demon Doppelgangers one. So, lots of crazy demons running around town.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week with more X-Men. Take the
X-Men,
day, take the day, X-Men.
See, it stays with us. That theme song was just a jam. It really was. So
It is.